lovely good morning to you as you are watching Adamfopa Media live from Paris. This is the electoral updates. Yesterday we were here to bring to you a lot of information from Ghana, and we promise you that today we are going to continue. And my name is GH Hausa Joachim. Dodona Enim say GH Hausa GH Obawa. And it's me Bwejuma. Still cry, me home to me. She said I need more rest.
So on mine don't tea. Didn't see any tea for so would say ombe dear cosina mintina. Yes, you are mom.
Yeah, and Nyame Dom Emma Ghana for it's me echo post no echo vote. Na just as we were all expecting, no, as we buy. Even though there were some places but these were not it was kept under control. A police for no but before we go, no, so far I want to know what is your general view on this whole thing, the whole process, no, from Enra, you start say and your general view.
So, you say that Shasi na yanka say said expectations in the city, near against Basabasa BBC, so Basabasa in Sisa. They can say a numeral honor such as a casua and a tutu like a and a nipa back we a camu. Now the 80 say, they say the 80 say how a kunsin. Nenkofu bi na chese omukoto tutu na ema nipa baako eto anana no
meti mienu o se atu nipa mienu
tu nipa mienu tu but nipa baako no watu anana no mo siedo na adechien se na se hu se bebi no mo so ho no ma enyema bi ho no ma ekokoso ye fa bebi ti se kan se wage agbewa gbawe wage agbawe you say NDC loyalists confront NPP candidates and EC officials and you say we say baby piece or honoma like omatete ballots papers maybe like mama say tepa SHS for unknown node say chaotic incidents destroy ballots, pink sheets and EC materials. When so no mujina so edi vote it be say yesi I say betimi de insem p na ide aba na so no say yen hu say bibia like a would same serious we are cause nko ade. You better say election so far there, good. It's under control and it's smooth, and that's what we want. So the citizens have been able to control themselves, and I mean, so far it's a good election that we've witnessed, and we hope that there won't be any court issue. Apart from the fact that some are claiming, I mean, the two political parties are saying, say, where they ballot papers and they call and ways to say we buy on Wangasa no try videos. You didn't share police phone but again, dampare idea or did it phone in
extremely well.
So my idea power election.
So Okasano you can be about TEPA. Ballot papers no with this polling station nasa particular incidents where ACN, would they have to vote again and answer Ashim?
Well, I think it's up to the EC to decide if they will vote again or not. But if they look at the number of people at that particular polling station now, if it will not impact the end results of the person leading in Kwadia, then I think but it's impacting Kwadia, then they will have to find another way of doing it so that it doesn't cause harm.
Okay. Yeah. But if say it wouldn't have any impact on the overall results, still wouldn't that be taking away their right?
They voted, the right is there, they've done it. The only thing is an incident in Tina at the end of the day, or mathematics team away now. But should the EC again waste another resources doing such thing again, while it will not have any serious impact. No, I believe say the way Lucy the court to cry. I mean, court will consider these things and they will just let it go. It will end up being a waste of money. If and only if again it will have impact too on the presidential too. That's where the one who is losing could also use it to go ahead and seek for an injunction on the proclamation.
Okay, but security service for no abasono. I think we should also commend the EC for a good job done. Yeah. Share previous elections. Yet me who say amount for equity line 10. Then obi the block crowd or because they say one content one onya baby engine obi the akonya near the other. But this time around, from yesterday report we could tell say obekono na nipa no crown no so. I think on the show, Kasana a friend of mine said told me so casting the vote. In the bed 30 minutes and and I'm like, I didn't on one vote here now, not sure quite nipa 5 penny or because I don't know on what chim nipa no so near the other. And I think that is one thing that we should commend the EC on.
Oh yes, I mean I think it's EC we say election is not about putting panic and fear in the people, letting everything going smooth, so it helps. So, munjai mujuma na munko wasting mu time na munko delay suggest we mo bia banana pano wabedi mu so wrongly no. So, enti the isi ne ye no ochiche mu ache se we kwa no akovote we kwa no akovote. One particular place is ye A B C said the bear ye fa me can say 12 hours a voting is enough for people there. 100 people, if it's 200 people, it's enough for them to go and vote. It's a good thing that they've done, and I think we hope to see more. But say the amount for work, the EC has a long way to go. It shouldn't end there, and it should continue educating people on how to vote, which is very important. But this time around, so you're saying we say only few people to now almost say ballot,
Yeah,
which is easy. So
that is what I'm talking about. So these things, obviously, it will happen. Say NIPA 2 or 3, because you compare the sports votes from this year to previous years. Now, what means a swat baby or cry, we didn't get any sports votes. So I think based on this data, we could tell a lot of proper education was done when it came to voting. Now, we hope it won't end over here. Now, GH. I think say that be 3 hours pay.
3 hours pay.
That's sorry. We've gotten some new updates. I was saying to me, editor. It's here for any for any. Please, if you are watching on Facebook, make sure you subscribe. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. If you are listening to us on our application too as well, make sure you share. For those who don't know, Adamfopa has an application that you can download on your phone and you can listen to wherever that you are. And here say you must always be on Facebook or YouTube to get access to whatever program that we are putting across. You can just download our application and you'll be able to get everything that we are sending across. So make sure you download our application on Google Store and also on iOS as well, and get access to all the programs that we are sending across. GH, minimum sa can be kakra. Mensa can be kakra. Yeah, the better to enseigner, yes, and so at the for na yashe be something we call compare and contrast. Na yashe say about one Ghana for Freddy biscuits and blouse. NPP were presidential near Twama NDC were parliamentary and I say NDC presidential NPP parliamentary. Yeah, because I feel so Ghana for skirt and blouse and I say Ghanaians actually went in for complete change. Minim say start here mamia.
Well, so far, dear, you say almost skirt and blouse, I yet little. Well, me young share down who be sad because baby MP baby, you know. It used to be I can't say presidential no so I have gone and kasa. This time around no be say yes say MPP ni na amanfo abre and I said and NDC no na wa say omu ni option bia nti no omo say ombe vote die did the can say as say kura beba so no the combe vote ama the enye at least the enye no timi ehwe no aye the asay kura the na say asay
the devil you know is better than the angel
the angel you don't know and you know at least almost we the yanka say ye hu bi ye ne na tena nti ono ne ye hwe kakra ba apart from no the so far the ye hwe dan hu you can say the wash skirt no the wash you can say blouse no
okay me family into Ghana me ye kakra now so the odi na wono aka ho then we talk about it so you call Banda constituency parliamentary NDC for Joe Dankwa enya 8010 and NDC Ahmed Ibrahim onunya 9150 and it is clear say honom no NDC parliamentary after so some enuanim way enya chronological here the frafra repem ye best toba ebeto ye boase ahihye ni nyina for you guys and after so ebi mo so edo mo comments abetu to just say parliamentary can I say MPs are not meant to stay in positions forever any other day yanko Nabdam constituency NPP enya 6680 their original no your friend Charles T in Dambon and after so you call NDC so yenya Dr. Mark Kurtz na wane also enya 11,192 enuanom pese mo hye so e man say all these things are provisional reports okay provisional results yensa kan enya something that the EC has approved information be here to abonti bia no information provisional AC enya ka say ade we waja tuma na say onji ntumu ntino enya final verdict from us
so EC Nankasa say so far no results have been received at the National Coalition Center.
Exactly.
And we now just say we have a regional, even regional Nankasa crown.
Yes,
regional
coalition. We mostly a constituency.
Yeah, constituencies in a year can was
sure. Young so yes, say Rickett Hagan retains Cape Coast South East for NDC. So far, GH, your share results are you could tell say NDC for a lead because your share Tano South and so which means NPP 18,697.
Yeah.
The original no Benjamin Yaboa Setre. Na NDC 20,595. The original air Charles Asiedu. Also, so we can tell say parliamentary and so NDC F5.
We the S minim say Asiedu nketia baninti na mo hwe so et vote man on kwadia. Ene na mana yes no because I got tan on order. E hono no mom no MPP for ne fai. E can say Gideon Boako on the wini wo ho or de 21,100 can say 27 and Odigi free NDC ni nseme Mr. Pius Opoku Samson no senior 17,707 nti wotumi se turn off one no ne sa no motimi achemuye nti e de we ama NDC ne de we ama MP
okay yongo so Agogo South also yes say NPP appear Kubi from Asante Achin North seat into a hono I can say Agogo South FM the owner seat on seat the NPP Kubi intino I think say a hono so NPP Elusu
I own the NPP Elusu poto yeah at the end of the day I done something which is the yes
when na yemi one kakra I can say secondly Ejapa Mase Welusu Oh, second D. And for second D, it's been a while. Ubeti say NPP lose you because I remember Papa Usman Kuma. He was the NP for second year. He sat on the seat for a very long time. And see that place, was one of the places in Ghana. You can say a NPP stronghold. We can say second year hono NPP stronghold. But for the first time, I made Mati and they say NPP lose seats. GH.
Maybe a bufua. I can say Yankasa Yang President. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo probably Okoshe Modie said ebi mo kan o social media and say ye pe kwan was a statue. So when na to me e kan ho bi na amanfo vote ya. I say ebufu so na we dey vote credit ya. Can say minister. Sanso na we say oye minister no. The focus has gone on his while he's trying to develop the Ghana tourism sector. But his focus going on his constituency has been minimal. And these are some of the things that the people want. If you want to be a minister, but don't forget that we voted for you to send our how do you call it, our problems to the parliament. And when I was also tourism Takra de saying apart from Takra de I can say how boni and a man for Kowakoshe, dear baby, and the world, Takrade
has some, let's say, Western region. They have places, they are tourist sites. But just that, I feel, publicity is not done enough about Takrade. Let's put the ports aside. Takrade used to have a monkey sanctuary. Now Takrade used to have a monkey sanctuary. Takrade has Western region has what you call the Ankasa forest. I don't know if you know about it. Yes, in Zimaho side, Ankasa forest. It's more of Kakum forest, but publicity is not well done enough to attract people to come to the Western region to see these places. And he being from Takrade and not being able to represent Western to the fullest, I think he's gotten what he deserved.
Yes, that's how the thing is, you see. And currently it's up to the people themselves to promote themselves. And one of the things that Omanka said promote your money, I can say, the Kofi Kenata, Ediba, I can say. 25th made in Tadi,
shout out to Kenata. He's really doing well.
He's doing well for Tadi. Ostandia Obenya, I believe so. Ostandia is independent candidate.
Kenata Standia Obenya. But the thing is, this is someone I don't see him to be a politician.
He's not a politician, but
he can be, but I don't see him to be.
Yes, he should go for his people. I mean, being an MP is standing for your people and sending their problem. They're not. If you are, how do you call it, independent candidate, you decide for yourself and you decide for your people, but not for your party.
One thing I know about Kofi, and I'm saying this because I know Kofi Kakra, is that Kofi is someone on pet nipemu like say Kofi Kofi. If Oko Takradia, I think almost every year Kofi has some amount of grants set aside to orphanage. But people don't know. What you are telling them. Kofi does that. Yes, because these are some of the things we should highlight. Kofi does that, and he does not put camera on him. Say, Makwe said he does a lot of things to the people of Takrade. He puts some people to schools. Was teaching a man for their plane or provide them with all logistics that they need. He's really doing well. But for him to become a minister an MP or represent Takrade, I don't see Kofi. I don't know, but for now, I don't see.
He has been representing his people. So sometimes you don't necessarily need to be an MP to do so. So in as much as he doesn't want to be in the politics, he's still representing his people. And again, Osasha Western region, when I means cancer constituency, so NDC for Fabio.
And one thing, Kwesimi team used to be for NPP.
You get it now.
I'm saying this because Kwesimi team, that is where my dad used to have his shop over there. I grew up I stayed in Apollo, grew up in Kwesimi team Zongo, because most of my friends
Zongo for today will be
yes, most of my friends were from the Zongo. Anytime person go for some no. So in Kwesintim Zongo no, it was mostly for NPP, and this time around NDC Etimiafa. You could see there is a switch. Now let's talk about this switch, Kakra, then we proceed to the other provisional results now. Is it as a result of Ghanaians getting to understand voting now? And now say it's as a result of
well, I think it's definitely what you said is about they understanding voting. Last day or last week of the a week to the elections, not just but now we go quite so now we didn't so good quite so now we now I'm out for any be and our kaya Andra so make assembly say in the next 12 years na sebi impenifuo na chese omomo to a omoto ne omodi omakoma to no omo free honom dodo na free honom omo free honom nko ade a others no they will reason before they vote. They would demand for something. The only unfortunate thing is even nurses and teacher training for no cause almost so drink kakra. So what I say. So all these people will start reasoning say for last minute in Yama embassy sanyaje. Answer no bebano. You be calculate adena o chair one you want suffer election time and son of So people are now understanding how to vote. But again, the more people understand how to vote, the more they stay away from voting. That's another thing that we should also look at.
But even if people start staying away from voting and they get to understand why you should vote, how to vote, and the fewer people are going to vote rightly, I think it is still in the good.
Yes, I mean, they deciding for the country and they decide well. Why not? It's good. That's what we want. They're making the right choices. So, the Sene Fata, no me choose Ombefa Obia or Sene Fata, now a bit me, Abedi or minus one, I say on Omu constituency. No, yes, so.
Yanko Keta constituency, you say our presidential, no, His Excellency Mahmoud Baumia, on your 2,141.
Oh, yeah, dear,
and NDC, in your 30,975. Oh, they were chimu papa. They were chimu papa. I don't know what's why I did.
Keta, at least wait many BB, but the funny thing is, they say, answer never be an son about me, Cassa. Okay, he say, can say, police are committing me a share. Baumia Kasa say, joining so for culture say, Baumia conceives defeat. As I assured Joe Mahama of a full support in the transition process. By Dr. Baumia. That's too early.
It's too early, but me, no, see, you say, so try to no agent. Looking at the results, happy Bobby Bano, I was pushing for a second round.
No, it's interesting because even the coalition,
national coalition crime by.
So Enya Bibia
exactly. So this thing now, why no?
You see, that's what it says. It's the perfect
GH
election that.
GH, let me say something. It's a sign of maturity.
Yes.
Say at least he's been able to accept the fact, that Wajia to Melusu. But then again, on the other end, and also on the other side, no.
Yeah.
If say easy Esaka all the results, now okoletini and this thing has to go on the second round. And I say if there is result,
executives and the rank and file of the new patriotic party for their solid support.
Director Bebono background ama for yes, said nanka. But
what I'm saying is if say collect all the results, okay, and after collecting all the results, not results, no, a 10-year, it is going to be something else.
It won't be something else. Then Ghanaians will
NDC wouldn't understand. You see, Mebao, you remember when...
So day to they have their pink sheets. Day to day are doing the collation. But for now, the collation, so far they are going to... Listen, it won't turn.
See the American. Time President Mills every year, I think that time 10, they decided for the fate of Ghana. No?
Yeah.
NPP was leading during the first round. No? NPP was leading about 51 or something. It was about 50 points or so. And NDC was about 47.
Wakasevi.
Okay, but so His Excellency Eka.
Oh, I'm going to say Wakasevi. About one dear on Winnie said after a collation neighbor also a giatum. Now you said they won't want a dear when we say NDC for about more than or maybe ain't you know or Basse or Beck that bow John Dramani Mahama or Beck the castle or Bedanase like say congratulations. Yes, or Bonabas say why ya dear say we win election no. Now election dear John Dramani Mahama a win no. And yet only for NDC, name a Ghana for na day, ye vini. Where maturity, maturity. So what chance we
this time around, like
so Ghana, it's Ghana we've done well. Ghana, I mean,
like
John,
I mean. I'm
this
proud
is
to be a
maturity.
Ghanaian. Yes, I'm proud to be a Ghanaian.
But Chada na Aisha say no so be too much.
Hey, don't go there.
Chada
don't go there.
Chada for now.
We came to announce our presence and we've done it. I beg.
But God bless our homeland Ghana and God bless Bawumia for coming out and accepting this.
That is a bold and a mature step.
I think he's the first person to have done this in our Fourth Republic.
Ever.
This is very early. And he has done well.
He deserves it.
I mean, Jaja should come and...
Jaja Adamanina. So, GH, what I was saying is, you see, it's a good thing. He has shown a sign of maturity. Mm-hmm. But on the other side, Nana said, when we flip the coin, it can be chaotic in this sense. And I said, one, the EC has not received all the results.
Yeah.
On the about say, Onya receive you everything. Mm-hmm. So why should you go ahead to declare your stance? Say you have lost. Okay. Secondly, if the EC collates all the results, and the thing is even going to go on a second rounder, it is going to spark conversation. If AC collates all the results, now Adiano Dania, it is still going to cause confusion. This is because, and you say ABC or Ghana, you won't be that. The time His Excellency, may he so rest in perfect peace, Evans Atamils, Fifi Atamils, Otiasiano. Now NDC LED, that was when our time it decided for Ghana. No, and people was leading. And later on, you're quite I didn't call runoff.
Yeah.
You're collating now. Now they know how to go on runoff. But we thought to say NPP had won already because results are nearby. No, everything was pointing to Nanado succeeding President Kufuor. But it didn't go that way. Now, we have not received all the reports. So why then should you go ahead to declare your stance and say, well, Lucy, and you accept defeat?
Those age, you know.
Okay. GH, I think we've gotten one correspondent from Ghana. Hello, good morning, Ajwa. Hello, Ajwa. Hello? Hello, Ajwa. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, I jump at Jamaica. Many a tear for one, a producer, much of it to me, studio, any celebrity for more miss me at here. I don't want to Casana, yes, you upon to say. Yamiado, the way about producer, much of it to me at a keyboard or form into Ama a tear for and say, dear El Costo. Yeah, Ajua.
Yes.
Yeah, now, but so Ghana to say.
If I try, wait a minute, I'll call you a match here. It's your phone now. I'm more France, any Ghana phone now, almost from Waha. Currently, no, Ghana is peaceful. Ghana for a D, I try the verdict and outcome number and sana yate say dede kakra ewo krom ewiemu ye dede kakra but as at endra any early morning, you know, Ghana was quiet. And currently, no, the nation is happy.
Okay.
Considering the defeat from Baumia, accepting defeat, you know, everybody is happy. So we are just hoping for the best to come in the next year.
But
okay,
and I see first of all, Meda was say with me and from what you are saying, Ghana was peaceful from last night to now. No, it's a sign I try say indeed Ghanaians are in for peace. But as some person be saying, from the EC's own mouth, Anopeya Nanaya can say it hasn't received anything in the office. And Mahmoud Baumia, His Excellency, Abba confirmed, say, was accepting this defeat. Do you think, sir, it was a good move and our making?
It was a good move. We're making because the nation was quiet watching. Unlike last year, no, you see most of the results popping up on our telesets. Your televisions, radio stations for the way back, but this time around, no, but provisional results and then all the results that were coming in, I'm found to tell you so. Okay. But Ghanaians were hopeful NDC was going to win.
Okay.
So even if the EC is not coming in, Ghanaians have already seen whatever has to happen.
Yeah,
say
I
NDC.
I agree with her. I agree with her.
Considering the defeat, you know, it was a good move.
Yeah.
But Ajua, maybe this follow-up question. On what grounds are you saying Ghanaians were expecting NDC to win?
On the grounds, let me put this Galamsey issue that came up.
Yeah, nice one. Nice one.
When the Galamsey thing started, everybody was talking about it, but some people came out to protest against it.
Okay.
Another set of group came in and they said, you people should free the protesters. The Catholic faith also came in. So that should have told MPP government, say, the nation is not siding with them anymore. So they could have taken something out from this. No one is saying, Sesiano or mine, you're about to a stage be saying, so we are dear Enya. They will talk, and we are dear a young Soswa, they will talk.
They will talk, sure. Yeah.
Sure.
And
so the majority people were against this.
Yeah.
Okay. Judge.
I think the all can supported the all can exactly, and to the fact they've seen what's going on, how they are suffering about economy now. The economy has become a serious canker. But now a question back one, I say Busa when they say Oshe MPs in Uswa Do you think, say, NDC has the possibility of getting the majority at Parliament?
Yes, of course. Because Ghanaians, in a sense that, Parliament.
Yeah.
When they don't like you, they don't need your people to in Parliament. And those people that proves very wild in the presidency when it comes to parties, MPP in for so many years Ghanaians taught them a lesson.
And
although they were very good.
Yes.
But because they are so out, they come out so strong. And we have gotten to a stage say we Ghana for no matter the position or no matter the good thing that you've done for them. They don't want a loud person.
Yeah. Okay. But I don't maybe so side way. Me what 2 questions.
Okay.
Yeah. My first question is what do you think contributed to the defeat of the NPP? That is the first question. And the second question is Cheddar. The stance, like, what's up with Cheddar? Votes, was he able to pull massive numbers? And I say, now I hear him cry.
Okay. Also, first question, what contributed to
the defeat of the NPP? Also, no.
Okay, one.
I think so. I can't
one.
Yeah.
What contributed to their defeat? One is their flag bearer, Muchusuye.
I heard the same way there.
This is one factor.
Chirim.
The second one factor in the sense that you people are already in power. And Ghanaians are seeing you people to be incompetent. Although my Juma, but asuti na Ghana for person omutie no omo entie. Ena wo wa be mu no, ena yetimu no. So, we will free mu na wa be de echa be president a. They assume say at the papa ben na obesan so e de ama ye biom. You have nothing to offer.
Yeah.
You have nothing to offer. That is what Ghanaians will see you. Secondly, Ghanaians don't like Napo. Because you've been a minister for education. Education is saying now we no.
Obeseno. And
in the sense that akwala go school, obe free Kumasi, yabefa taxi amano from home to the house, from home to the school. Within 3 weeks, the person will also come back again with taxi. Until Ofri Kumasi, near posting about Accra, you run Kumasi Accra every day with taxi. Or do transport yada or the Nyamani Bebu Kamu, which you no asanso ababium. The educational system was not well planned. And to such a person, when to be planning educational system, you can never lead a nation. Cheddar, I'll come on Cheddar. Cheddar and Sosono has been somebody that is not known to Ghanaians.
Yeah.
Umbedi a assemblyman crowd our Ghana. So if you should come from nowhere and say you want to build a nation, what do you have to offer? Yeah, nimu umeye jumebia wa Ghana. One we sisi hotels wa Ghana. One wa building hunu waba na osi yento oswaba. Ghanaians are not looking at somebody coming. Onye nkroma ne yabwa kofa we free brochire ne yedwa baba be do manso. Onye Nkrumah was a Ghanaian. He was living outside and he was recommended.
Yeah, and yes,
to come.
That's a good submission.
Yeah.
So Nkrumah, no.
But
yeah,
then,
I like it.
But then you move all the way from nowhere and you come to Ghana and you say you were a Ghanaian. Your exposure was a Marx person. You came in a Marx and now you've unveiled your Marx and you say you want Ghanaians to vote for you to be president. Legacy ben na wan kasa weja. Ghana. Nkrumah is even said, say, no, Prawama may ye jume be, and I won't be ye juma. Now, put na stage say na ban no etumi aye adwuma kora sen ye Kwame Nkrumah na wo cheda na wo aye adwuma Kwame Nkrumah kra ya regarding no na wo and you know he doesn't even come closer to my this guy needs the position just to build his portfolio, that is all.
Okay. Okay. Well, okay. GH.
Auntie, what's your expectation for this NDC government so far? Just say, Mahama, what better than the president? What better than the elected president of the Fourth Republic of Ghana? The second time, right? Yeah. What's your expectation for his government?
His expectation for Ghana is to just surprise Ghanaians that he has really come. Obi correcting the mistakes, no bar. He comes so clean.
Yeah.
Secondly, Ghanaians are coming to watch him too. So he wouldn't fail Ghanaians. Papa no be ne djuma, ne nkofo ewo ne chinsu be ne djuma. And support him for the next 4 years. MPP will not come to power. Seriously.
Really?
The next 4 years, they wouldn't come to power. Yes, if NDCs are likely to perform very well in these 4 years, Ghana will come at a point that we are going to maintain one government in Ghana.
Yeah.
Ghana is going to be like a South African country. The war maintaining Mandela, no. Ghana is going to maintain one position, one party in power, and that will be NDC. If they are able to do their things right within 4 years.
That is what we all thought about Nana Akufo-Addo for the first 10 and
yes, we got Nana Akufo-Addo. That is it.
Don't you think a power corrupt, absolute power corrupt?
His first turnout was also not that perfect. We just gave it to him to see what he can, if he can fulfill it.
Comparing his first turnout to the second one, the first one was much impressive. So, back to what I was saying. That is the same thing we thought of Nana Akufo-Addo, but we saw say Ankwesa. Don't you think absolute power corrupts absolutely?
Don't I think that? Come again.
Don't you think that absolute power corrupts absolutely? Because Oka said the NDC winning this election is going to turn Ghana into a one-party state. If I heard you well.
Of course, that was, yes, of course. The reason that this point, it was for Ghana to maintain one government for long. And everybody was thinking of MPP to stay in power for long. But the moment, the next party coming, being NDC, they are also not going to play.
Yeah.
So they would rather be the one to be maintained, because as a Ghana for us, we wanted one person to rule, but it's rather unfortunate. Say at this point of decision making, this was the time Ghanaians were coming to tell the whole world, say this is what we want. But almost 4 years, and Ghanaians couldn't help them too as well. And once our power, so they will work very hard and make sure they stay in power for long. They will say this is the presidency that is going to stay in power for long. Seriously.
Yeah. Okay, we live to see, Adjoa.
What Adjoa just said, I support it because now, I believe NDC4 will say the people voting is not about they being faithful, they being born in the party, but rather they are looking at the results that you are producing. And they know that now people are educated enough to vote based on that. The fact that even voter registration, they losing, but like voter, they will learn from it and they will make sure they produce what the people want. If it's giving employment, they are bringing employment, making sure that galamsey stop here. There won't be illegal mining, but rather proper. So I support what you are saying. I mean, that's it.
Adjoa, we would like to thank you so much for giving us your time, Adamfopa Media. I really appreciate.
Thank you so much too.
Adjoa, j'ai entendu que vous parlez français.
Thank you so much. Sorry?
On dirait que vous parlez français, c'est vrai?
Me pa show me into the okano. What's that?
Matisi asoka French. Okay.
Make a French kaka ma batwa. Ma betna twa ni room leader.
Oh, okay. Oh, je ne savais pas, sinon on allait parler français.
Ouais, c'est ça.
À tout à l'heure. Bye bye.
Au revoir.
Okay.
C'est my friend.
Bye bye. So
okay,
that was,
thank you. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so that was our correspondence. So that was our correspondence from Ghana, Adwoa. GH. Adwoa can say me brain.
Oh, I mean, I like Adwoa's submission. What Adwoa said, they say the Ghanaians have learned, and you the one coming on panel. Now you know what the people want. It's about development, yet it's about the people being able to stay in their country in peace without thinking about moving from the country to another place. Making sure that cement making sure that what the purchasing power will lie in the hands of the people. I mean, NDC government coming in power, one thing that they should also look at, and they say they should ensure that people are able to spend. If you come to Europe, France, for example, they make sure people spend. That's why they have these 3 months a year for even private work. They give you that one. People should get money, and they should be able to spend it and go back to work. They being able to spend means they have a work doing.
Yeah.
So they should focus on these things, and make sure that there are work for people, and water to drink is important. Yeah. Water to drink. When you amount for and a currency, rate, so no more no ye be found Emma Ghana for. Even though say ain't been gonna be affecting, and so a Ghana for say, papa.
Okay, but let's talk about some of these things. Already, His Excellency, I think, will accept defeat.
Yes.
I don't know if we should continue with the results and answer.
Yes, I mean, we should look at the results because results looking at certain parts of the country, certain regions, why did these particular people voted against the NDC, and why did they vote for, why did they also vote for MPP? Why did they vote against the MPP? Why did they vote for MPP? I think I was here Napo constituency
the constituency
is NDC and MPP ne wini yeah.
Okay, we are not constituency. We constituency near Napo.
And yeah, shared Napo constituency so far.
But me assembly across in my mind. I person medituja. Okay. Now that NDC is coming, what is going to happen to the expensive swimming pool in the world? The cathedral.
With the cathedral, this is my advice to the NDC coming in power. This time around, they shouldn't spend the public purse on that project. Yet they should ensure that that project is fulfilled. One, they should make sure that they investigate the amount of money spent on it. And they should arrest those people who are in charge of it. And again, they should continue the project. And instead of naming it Cathedral, they should rather change the name and name it. Probably I will accept if they name it after Akufo-Addo.
Why?
Listen, it's his legacy, and they should name it after me. And it should even be, we say, sarcasm, a bit of sarcasm. Cogito, how do you call it? Castiga redando mores, where you are criticizing the person, but in a form of humor. You get it? We name it after him as his legacy, and we use it for something that is good. Saying at least he started, he couldn't finish. Or if it were to be me, I will make sure they complete it, and we invite him for him to come
and commission it.
That becomes his legacy. But they should, if at least, they can also privatize it. That cathedral could bring a lot of money to Ghana.
Exactly.
It could bring, because Ghana lacks theater sectors. It lacks places where we can have a serious entertainment.
We don't have enough facilities.
Look, if they are having this, how do you call it, VGM, not VGM, Vodafone Awards, they have to go to a private places. They no more do it at the National Theater. if you complete it, it will bring money. If you look at every country in the world, I mean, in the European countries and America, they have what you call France, for example, they have the Zenith, almost in every region, and it's bringing them a lot of money. So we can host all these trade fair things there, where the trade fair center, we can change it for something different that could also serve the country, and we host. So it will bring a lot of money, but we should privatize it. We rent the land to the private person, and we ensure that everything that the person will be making, the government gets is tax, because the government makes money from tax, get the tax from it. And the country will move forward, and it also gets Ghanaians who will be working there. A place like this, you get a lot of Ghanaians who will be working there. So focus on the taxes that you'll be getting from it, the Ghanaians that you will employ there, and yet you are giving it to a private person, that the person will be giving you money, will be paying rent for you. And you complete the project, and it will be peaceful for everybody. And Akufo-Addo will definitely come and commission it. Yes.
But right now, I'm just imagining the feeling in Ghana. Sudoku.
Hey!
And this is a Sunday. I can only imagine what will happen in the Church of Pentecost.
Church of Pentecost, they say, boring to cross in.
So the coup about So the coup about Kosovo.
So the coup about Kosovo.
Yeah. So please, if you are watching, make sure you share the live
and comment.
Yes,
and comment
send
as
in your
well.
comments. We are going to read. GH.
Yeah, for
so say no, it is clear. Say His Excellency, the President-elect John Dramani Mahama. John Dramani Bawumia.
Listen, now when it's election now, since say young to abanina MP before Nankasa who say Mahama we win.
How?
You will say I can say how do you call it Napo. Obebo Bawumia di kura say Mahama. Okobo video no so say vote for Mahama. Vote for Mahama. It's not some defeat, and they accepted the defeat even before the election. And the first person was Napo to have accepted it. It's Yangasi who said Napo Angasano or checking Mahama that he supported Mahama.
Loki,
that's enough. That's all the catch.
I think the results we will talk about them, but I want us to talk about these ones.
His policies that he
now,
could be bringing on board.
Mahama Awini, and he outlined some policies or they two just said so. But these are the policies that he's going to implement. One of the policies is health and education. So improving the access to tertiary education, reinstate teachers, teacher and nursing trainee allowances, and expand healthcare infrastructure. That is what he said. And about economic and so I say recovery, address economic challenges through policies aimed at reducing debt and creating jobs. And the next thing social welfare. Expand social protection programs like livelihood, empowerment against poverty, and pension, and also obey way. And the fourth one, infrastructure development, revive uncompleted infrastructure projects, especially the transportation and energy. And this is one of the things when it comes to infrastructure. I think after Kwame Nkrumah, say, you are being honest. I think Mahama will be the second person. He really focused on infrastructures. So I think this one idea, I be the near friend I boafo. So obey to me, and I think so say accountability and governance, strengthen anti-corruption efforts and streamline governance for efficiency. This thing, Nanado Shiembo Bibisa some years ago.
Yes.
But I'm so now, DH. Jamipe said Bibisa said, with these policies now were outlined. First of all, do you think these are what Ghanaians need now?
Okay, let me start with the education part. Already my advice to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President-elect of Ghana, my advice to him is that first year being free, first year tertiary education being free, he should scrap that one and focus on developing the free SHS. the free SHS must stay and it must be developed well. Yeah. And now the education sector in Ghana seriously needs a lot of reformation. First, infrastructure. And we know that he started with the E-block. He should continue, but the E-block is not about building another school, but making sure that those that already exist, you go and you finish them. And one of the focus should also be on the primary and the JSS. Always, the politicians think it's only about the senior high school, but JSS, till date, JSS schools are under trees. And it's quite unfortunate, alumni, they don't go and complete those things, Primary schools need to be revived. They need serious buildings. And teachers should be able to have serious bungalows that they can stay comfortably. While these things are done, they can probably consult OZAT. Well, that's just by the way. But the schools should be able to move ahead in a way, they have solar panels that it could power them. They won't depend on ECG. And they will also have these electric boards. They will have ICT labs that they can depend on the ICT lab to learn things that are going on. Our students should be able to use the computer well in such a way that should anything happen, they can stay at home and learn. They can also use Zoom. They can use Teams. Those in the primary school, those in the JSS, meaning our teachers should also be able to be up to date with things happening. And they should also focus on updating all the curriculum. And if possible, they should let the current Minister of Education, they shouldn't be partisan, but they should select the Minister of Education, the current one. They should let him continue because the man is doing his work. If they're able to remove partisan away and they select him just as Kufuor selected Pakwesi Indu, he will do the work. And Nana Jane, the vice president, should also focus on helping out so that the education system become proper.
But before we continue, do you know this is historic?
It's historic, yes, definitely having
first of all, first female. Vice president and first ever president who was seated. You two know Okoye Sanso Baye. Wenya na Okoye Baye Yafi Webenya. And also the first time two presidential candidates coming from the north.
Yes.
This 2024 election, it is something special. I think we should look at that one too. And Ghanaians have really done well. We have shown that Ghana, the love we have for Ghana goes beyond tribalism. It goes beyond that. Tribal traits. And I'm really glad I'm living to experience all these things. And
the health system, this is what I would say about the health system. They should also consult health personnel. I mean, doctors, Ghanaian doctors who are now living abroad. They should consult them and let them know what can they do in order to help with our health system in Ghana. It's not only about building infrastructures. Even one problem I have with building hospitals in Ghana is they build it only a story building, which shouldn't be so. Build it story building, like it should be at least 3-story building. And don't stop wasting the land. You do it like that, which kind of infrastructure do you need? Consult those people living outside and make sure that they recommend certain machines for you. They recommend those machines for you. And this is where our education system too will come in. We've seen what the STEM has been doing, where some students are able to even produce a prototype of the dialysis, which already exists. Definitely, yes. We should focus on getting more things, but this way education system, we focus on it and we help the students to also build things that could help the health system. If it's about transport, we focus on helping the students to also reason enough to be able to build something that will help our road system. So it's not only about the health, but we focus on the education and how both can come together, and also making good use of the diaspora, Ghanaians living in the diaspora who are in that field. If you're able to consult from them, you know how to do it, but not only dependent on your MPs or ministers who probably don't have what it takes. They've only stayed in Ghana and their knowledge is about Ghana and Africa, but they haven't gone beyond. consult those who are in the field and are doing studies. Like we had Dr. Ralph here, and Dr. Ralph said that one thing he said, if Ghana really wants to move forward, if we take doctors should not only protest because they want their pay to increase, but they should be able to come out and protest because they feel like the health system needs certain infrastructure, they need certain system. So if they don't get those systems, they will not go and work. And that will ginger the politicians to do more in order for them to stay in the country and receive health care, so that Tinubu will not go to France or go to the US or India to receive health care, but rather come to Ghana to receive health care and will make money from it. So that one too should, definitely you should do more, and the health insurance too, they should do more at the health insurance.
Let's talk about the economic recovery that he said he's going to do. You know, as it stands now, the economy of Ghana is in shambles. It is crawling on the floor. Now, looking at how far Ghana has come in terms of that, I think some time ago, Minister for Industries or Industrialization Minister said, how can we be able to stabilize the economy whilst we keep on importing?
Well, it's not necessarily about importing. It's about stabilizing your CD. You get it? And also producing more.
A commercial break now.
Okay. Also producing more. You get it? For you to stabilize your economy, you have to know the necessary things that your citizens need. For example, Ghanaians are building. That means they need roofing sheets, they need iron rods. And how many of them are produced in Ghana? And if they are produced in Ghana, where are they getting their raw materials? If they're able to get the raw materials in Ghana and they are producing them in Ghana, that means they won't depend outside in order to increase the price, and they will lower it in order to fit to the market. So if the raw materials that we have, we'll be able to turn it into the primary materials, it will help the people. And when it comes about food, if you're able to produce more food for ourselves and export, even if we are importing, it may not affect us. But if you're able to produce more and depend on what we have, definitely the CD2 may in the future stabilize, and it will help the country. And it's about stabilizing the economy. And also, like I said, bringing work to the people and making the people spend. If the people don't spend, then the economy becomes hard.
Yeah, if they spend in the country.
In the country, that's how it is. If the people spend in the country, when they spend, they still receive again. Then the country, it circulates well. Yeah, then I think that's what Chada once said, but they should also focus on that.
So we will pause here and go for a commercial break. When we come, we are going to continue. Keep watching Adamfopa Media. This is the electoral update with GH Hausa and Ofadino. Congratulations once again to the new president-elect, John Dramani Mahama.
Oh yeah, bawo.
Yo, Paris. We inform. You are now listening to Adamfopa Radio Paris. We inform. Adamfopa Radio Paris. We inform. Adamfopa Radio Paris. We inform.
Ose tutu yino, Wamasa yino, Yasantwa yino, Wajashon. Kaya Israel, Kaba Egypt, Kaya Ethiopia, Kaya Sudan, Wajashon. Akwaka Bachimo, Wanye, Afo, Karacha, Akachuma, Wanye, Anunyamfeng. Akwaka Bachimo, Wanye, Afo, Karacha, Akachuma, Wanye, Anunyamfeng. Ameka Minyamatu, Ameka Onyangotu, Ameka Wanyangwatumo. Ameka Minyamatu, Ameka Onyangotu, Ameka Wanyangwatumo.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Paris.
We inform.
You are now listening to Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Kaya Israel, Kaba Egypt, Kaya Ethiopia, Kaya Sudan, Wajashon. Kaya Ikushima, yino, Wanime Kona, Me Wajashon.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Mali, Sumanguru, yino, Wajashon. Wajake, Wajashon.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Mancheta ki no Sumanguru, yino, Wajake, Wajashon. Ose tutu yino, Wamasa yino, Yasantwa yino, Wajashon. Kaya Israel, Kaba Egypt, Kaya Ethiopia, Kaya Sudan, Wajashon. Akwaka Bachimo, Wanye, Afo, Karacha, Akachuma, Wanye, Anunyamfeng. Akwaka Bachimo, Wanye, Afo, Karacha, Akachuma, Wanye, Anunyamfeng. Ameka Minyamatu, Ameka Onyangotu, Ameka Wanyangwatumo. Ameka Minyamatu, Ameka Onyangotu, Ameka Wanyangwatumo.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Radio Paris.
We inform.
You are now listening to Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Kaya Israel, Kaba Egypt, Kaya Ethiopia, Kaya Sudan, Wajashon. Kaya Ikushima, yino, Wanime Kona, Me Wajashon.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Mali, Sumanguru, yino, Wajashon. Wajake, Wajashon.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Mancheta ki no Sumanguru, yino, Wajake, Wajashon. Ose tutu yino, Wamasa yino, Yasantwa yino, Wajashon. Kaya Israel, Kaba Egypt, Kaya Ethiopia, Kaya Sudan, Wajashon. Akwaka Bachimo, Wanye, Afo, Karacha, Akachuma, Wanye, Anunyamfeng. Akwaka Bachimo, Wanye, Afo, Karacha, Akachuma, Wanye, Anunyamfeng. Ameka Minyamatu, Ameka Onyangotu, Ameka Wanyangwatumo. Ameka Minyamatu, Ameka Onyangotu, Ameka Wanyangwatumo.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
You are now listening to Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Israel, Kaba Egypt, Ethiopia, Sudan,
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Manchester key no sumanguru no walk where you show. What's that to do, you know? Wamasa, you know. Yasan, you know what you show. Get Israel, Kaba Egypt, get Ethiopia, get Sudan, what you show. Akwaka Bajimo, one year, for Kalacha, I get my 1 year, and in young fang. Akwaka Bajimo, 1 year, for Kalacha, I get my 1 year, and in young fang. I'm a Caminian Matu, I'm a Caonian Motu, I'm a Caonian Watumo.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
You are now listening to Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Israel, Kaba Egypt, Ethiopia, Sudan, what you show. You know, when he make on me, what you show.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Sumanguru, you know what you show. What you show.
Adamfopa Radio.
Welcome back to Adamfopa Media. We are still here updating you. This is Electoral Update, and I'm your host, Wafadino. And I'm not here alone. I'm here with my brother,
GH Hausa.
Yes, GH Hausa, Joachim, but popularly known as GH Hausa. GH.
Yeah, Wafadino.
And we were talking about the police before we went. About Yabetuanso. We are trying to get the communications officer for the NDC in Ashanti region. Na yeneno ebecheche nkomo kitwebi. Then we continue with nkomo ani echeche no. So far, Yabeka Ghana has won, and that's move now. Baumia, I make like I'm really impressed.
Yes, I mean Ghana has won, and it's something that other nations would also learn from.
We'll pray for
how peaceful Ghana is. This confirms the reason why we say Ghana is peaceful.
The
Everything
gateway
that
to
we
Africa.
do is a gateway to Africa. To Nigerians will definitely learn from us, and Togo and the rest, they will also learn from Ghana. So definitely Ghana has won.
Okay, so we are trying to get the communications officer for the NDC from Ashanti region. So very soon we are going to connect with him, and we are going to have a short discussion with him. Now, the Ohobiano, so you'll be making sure say so ebeti. Now, GH, I think say waba ahomane so. Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
French voice bonjour, comment allez-vous?
Come again.
I said French voice bonjour.
Ghana for the match.
No.
Okay. First of all, I would like to congratulate you and your political party for winning this year's election. What would you have to say to the people of Paris and France? Because France ate you.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you, your to your cherished listeners, and good morning to Ghana. First and foremost, I would like to say a big thank you to God Almighty for how far He has brought Ghana, and most especially the NDC as a political party. We are also very much grateful to the people of Ghana for entrusting us with power or with their mandates to reset Ghana, to put Ghana on the path of growth, development, and prosperity. This win is not just a win for NDC, it is a win for Ghana, a win for us, a win for our children and the children's children, a win, in fact, for the next generation.
Okay. Thank you so much. So say now NDC has won, even though the EC hasn't come out officially to say or confirm anything yet. What should be the first thing we should expect from the NDC government to do when it assumes power?
Right, like you said, EC officially has not announced.
Hello? We are trying to get Honorable Mahmoud Kobore on the line, so kindly stay with us. Hello, Honorable. Honorable.
Again, with the presidential votes.
Honorable, can you please hear me?
Yes, I said, even though the EC has not officially declared, but what we can say on authority per our internal coalition is that we are having nothing less than 190 parliamentary seats. 190 parliamentary seats so far.
That's more than half.
Per the presidential balloting, as we speak, we have a little over 39,000 polling stations results. A little over 39,000 polling station results. And already we are leading the MPP with over 1.58 million votes. 1.58 million votes, yes. So everything shows clearly that the NDC will be declared by the Electoral Commission at the appointed time. I'm not surprised that the flag bearer of the MPP has come out to congratulate and to concede a defeat and congratulate Excellency John Dramani Mahama based on science and data available to them as well. So congratulating His Excellency John Mahama is in order. And so I can say on authority, President-elect for the good people of Ghana is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. What Ghanaians are expecting or should be expecting from 7th January 2025 is a boost in our economic development through the introduction of the 24-hour economy policy, a boost in our agricultural sector through the introduction of the Farmer Service Center, a kind of financial burden relief on parents, students, and teachers who will be attending tertiary institutions in their first year because of the free first year school fees policy. We are looking at teacher trainee students who for the first time, again, will be enjoying a licensing system but will not have to go through writing any license exams again. We are going to see an economy where women will have a voice. Women will be empowered through the Women Development Bank, where women will have credible source of credit to engage in various entrepreneurial activity as far as the petty trading sector of this economy is of concern. So Ghanaians should expect most. What is of interest to me is the introduction of ORA, Operation Recover All Loot. From 7th January 2025, we will see a country where each citizen who has decided to steal, each citizen who has decided to amass through illegal means, each citizen who has decided to pick what does not belong to them but belongs to the people, will face the full rigor of the law, will return all they have stolen from the people of Ghana, and will use it for the general good of all and not just a few. So that is not just a promise, it is a political will the NDC will keep.
Okay, thank you so much, Honorable Korebu. But the question we would want to know, my partner and I, is that Mahama yesterday and Mahama today, indeed, you've said a whole lot of things, and as someone would say, all these are political talks. But what we'd want to understand is that, please, I would need.
Mahama yesterday, yes. Mahama yesterday and not today.
Yes, so.
Mahama who had vision.
Okay.
The same Mahama who has vision to boost our infrastructure deficit, to bridge the gap between the infrastructure gap of this country. It's the same Mahama who, in his vision, decided to give us one of the strongest health sector of this country. The same Mahama who believed in the agricultural sector of this country and decided to invest. This time around, it is a Mahama with experience, Mahama with fortitude, Mahama who wants to see his country challenging at global levels, a Mahama who wants to build an economy, the very economy that serves all and not just a few, a Mahama who wants to give meaning and respect to the ordinary Ghanaian of this country. In fact, we are having a Mahama today who want to do all within his means and capacity to give women support in terms of empowering them and all. So yes, Mahama yesterday, as we know him to be the infrastructure king, Mahama yesterday, as we know him to be the man of vision, the man whose name, who has actually earned the accolade, the nation builder. But today, it's a Mahama who wants to fix a broken economy. It is a Mahama who wants to reset our Ghanaian society, the system, the economy, and everything.
So,
Mahama yesterday or Mahama today, what Ghanaians seek to achieve is very important, and that is what gives all of us hope.
Honorable.
The people who have lost, who didn't have any iota of hope, today have regained their hope. And
Okay.
that is what.
Okay, Honorable, just a follow-up question on what you said. You said a Mahama who is going to fix a broken economy. How easy is it going to be for the NDC to fix this economy? And at what period should we look at the economy being fixed completely?
Truly, we are coming to face an economy with enormous challenges. But one of the easiest way to solve such a challenge is to regain the investor confidence in the economy. As we speak, many multilateral companies that used to operate in our economy have decided to quell back, have moved to other economies or different countries. The likes of Big Ben, the likes of General Association, some banks, even oil companies that held our oil industry as a country have all moved to Ivory Coast, Nigeria, and the likes. So, a new leader, a new government, a new sense of direction will foster investor confidence. One that will allow investors to invest in the very economy that we want to fix. That is a step in fixing our economy. Again, we are going to cut down the wealthy expenditure this government was making. Why would the presidency decide to spend close to 3.8 billion at the presidency when Mahama in office was spending a little over 600 million? All those ways will be cut. Imagine a government who have worked with 121 ministers before, and we are just getting a new president who have promised to work with 60 ministers. Look at how much revenue we will save from cutting down such expenditure. So we are going to fix this economy by cutting down the expenditure. We are going to fix this economy through investor confidence. We are going to put our money where our mouths are. John Dramani Mohammed's administration will spend on things that are necessary and not things that are not unnecessary. Why would the Mahama government decide to put $68 million in building a cathedral when people are lacking common dialysis payments? Why would John Mahama decide to spend millions of dollars on all African games while its health infrastructure its educational infrastructure, its economy is broken. So, like I said, we'll put our money where our mouths are. We'll spend on necessities and not on anything.
Yeah. So, in relation to what you just said, looking at the cathedral and other infrastructure that the NPP government started, well, we've heard the president-elect saying that he will ensure that he continue with some of them. And are we expecting the NDC government finishing with those before starting with new ones, or you will definitely go with new ones alongside with the old ones? And with the cathedral, what is your plan for it? Because I don't know, nothing was said about it in your manifesto. If you come, whether you will stop it or you will continue with it, what's the NDC's plan for the cathedral and also the other infrastructures, like I'm saying? Will you finish with it or go in line with other projects?
With all other facilities or infrastructure development, both started by previous administration or even this current administration, as part of our big push agenda, the promise is that those infrastructures that have been abandoned will be looked at even before new ones are commenced. So that we can assure the people of Ghana, it's not going to be business as usual. When Party A comes to office and says this project was started by Party B, henceforth I will not complete it for the other party to gain any kind of prominence or glory. Mahama has promised to complete all abandoned projects, including what Akufo-Addo had. For instance, Agenda 111. The initiative is a fantastic initiative. Probably the way it is implemented, the way it was announced in the public sense, is what was not good. So all projects that have been started under Agenda 111 will be completed, and other critical infrastructure projects that this administration and previous administration started. But for the National Cathedral, we have assured Akufo-Addo and his people, and we have promised the people of Ghana that we will do thorough forensic investigation into all the expenditure or spending that has gone into that facility. And when all is said and done, when all corporates are brought to book, the site will be used to build an ultra-modern 500-bed children's hospital for the good people of this country. I think as a country, we have enough cathedrals in the system. As a country, we have enough church complexes in the system. There is no need to build a cathedral for Ghana when you do not have a children's hospital. There's no need to build a cathedral for Ghana when you do not have enough factories to employ the youth. So for the National Cathedral site, it will be turned or converted to building an modern 500-bed children's hospital.
Not to cut you short, that same spot, I mean the land where the National Cathedral is found, where they are building it. So what will happen to it? Because I believe that the National Cathedral is not only about a church or a mosque facility, because it was a place where it will bring churches and mosques, I mean, uniting all the religious body together. And it also has theaters and other stuff, where we know that in Ghana we lack theaters. So why can't you build it, which will also bring money, and also the hospitals that you are talking about? Why hasn't your government considered to probably continue with budget that has been allocated to the health sector, and also the money that is coming from the EU and the UN that they are saying you should use it to build such projects? And the money that will be taken for the National Cathedral, you use it to build the cathedral, or let me say to finish it, but name it not cathedral, something else that will also bring money to the people, which you may then after use it to build the hospitals you are talking about.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Honorable. Honorable, are you with us? Hello. Okay, I think we have lost Honorable, but we would like to thank him anyways for being with us. He has really said a whole lot of things. I think if indeed it is not a political talk.
Yes, like the hospitals, I mean, children's hospital, that's what they've been saying, but we hope that they fulfill this promise and they won't build this Ashanti traditional hospitals. If I say Ashanti traditional hospital, that's the only one building and it will be there. and they will not do any story building, and they will be wasting our money citing a lot of. Yeah. The Honorable is back, yeah?
Yeah, Honorable, please, you were saying something before you left.
Yes, thank you very much, Ghana Network. What I was saying is that no project, every project has economic value. But depending on what is necessary at what time is where we are able to differentiate which one should be commenced first. We live in a country where certain critical children-related diseases like child cancer and the rest, we do not have a specialized hospital for it. We live in a country where 14.75% of our young people are jobless. We live in a country where about almost 1/3 of our population are living in abject poverty. And you think spending on a national cathedral just to bring religious bodies together is the immediate solution such a country wants?
It's not about bringing them together. What I'm saying is looking at the taxes that we could get from it, the revenue, and also renaming it instead of National Cathedral, looking at probably the second National Theater, where a lot of things could go on when we are hosting national programs, when we are hosting trade fairs, we are hosting something that will bring a lot of revenue to the country. We could continue and finish with it. Have you considered those things? And in relation to the health part that you were talking about, don't you think that we shouldn't focus on only getting one place, but making sure that every regional hospital is being, developed in such a way that all these things would be factored, where children's ward will be factored in it and other stuff, so that in case there is something needed, they will send it there.
The question is that how much so far have they accounted for the initial, what do we call it, theater we have as a country? How much have we accrued? We have people hosting big events at the National Theater, yet no proper account is rendered.
Exactly.
So instead of building an additional theater where it will be business as usual, why don't you build an unpromoted hospital to save lives?
Saving life, definitely, that one is a necessity, but the land, after...
Why don't you build more factories to give youth a hope, empower them, let them find a very nice way of earning a living? Is that what is pertained in Europe? If you come to Paris, is that what is pertained there? That the government ignores what is necessary and decide to jump into things that cannot even be substantiated. No, we believe at this point in our life as a country, we must spend on things that are, health is one, education is two, employment is three, economy is four. And that's exactly what the Mahama's government, new government, will be doing.
Okay, Honorable, thank you so much for your time. Adamfopa Media really appreciates, Paris and the whole France also appreciate for taking a moment of your time to talk with us. We wish you a lovely Sunday, and also congratulations once again. But last question, where is the party at?
We want to, the way we are tired throughout the campaign, you know, it's been an intense campaign. It's been one that has been very challenging. So we are giving ourselves some few days to rest. Okay. The main party will be somewhere on the 5th of January 2025, on the 6th of January 2025, and on the 7th of January 2025, where the president-elect, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will be sworn into office. And once that party ends, we roll our sleeves, we get the job done as quick as possible.
Okay. But do not forget to send me part of whatever that you celebrate during the party. I'll be expecting.
I mean, what are brothers for?
Thank you.
Always call on you guys. Thank you very much.
Okay, have a lovely day. Goodbye.
Thank you. You too. You too. My regards to your listeners.
Okay. Okay, so viewers, this is the NDC Communications Officer. He's called Mahmoud Karobre. Yes, he's from the Ashanti region. Kabore.
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 Yes.
Mahmoud Kabore. Okay, forgive me for that, for the malpronunciation. Okay, so GH, na he has said a lot of things, and he made something or a comment via actually my BNC. So, you know, His Excellency before the elections about me said dialysis for a certain age was going to be free.
Yes.
One family to just say a bit close after the elections, and I said there was no time limit. So my question now is that now that Mahama has won, what is going to happen to that?
No, that one has been passed by Parliament, and I believe that as part of the Ministry of Health, they will allocate money for that, and it will go to the NHIS. So that one is something that has already been passed. Should he try to cancel it, it has to go back to Parliament for them to rectify it, and I don't think he'll be doing that anytime soon.
Okay, I think we're on the policies. Quickly, let's round up.
Yes, with the policies, and I think said the communicator, I'm trying to lose a bit of hope in how they will be governing the country, because yes, what he's saying is something that, to me, as a normal Ghanaian who doesn't know how economy is built, may accept, thinking that what he's saying is that's it, but you build hospitals, and look how many people will it even employ. Definitely, you need to build hospitals, but that's why we have regional hospitals. Then after regional hospitals, then we have the clinic. And regional hospitals, should those clinics fail to do something, then they send it to the regional hospital. And it's at the regional hospital that we have these necessary things, like he was saying, things that will accommodate children when they are in need. We don't just build hospitals around. Maybe someone will make money from it. And if you talk about infrastructure, we're building companies to which type of company. You should also focus on how even their employment system will be. If this year that they have, if you take France, we have what you call the interim, who recruits. And if you come to the national one, definitely Ghana, we have it. But the interim, how they do their recruitment, you see that it's a smooth way where someone, going to work, I can work for just for like 3 months. I will go and sit at home. Someone will also come and take over. And the money that I've made, I will spend the money. That's where the National Cathedral comes in. If you change the name, entertainment staff, people go in and spend the money. The government will make the money. People are already employed there, working. They will make money. And if you say people are not accounting for the National Theatre, that's what your government is about. You should make sure that they account for it. So, I mean, I'm expecting them to work, but they should make sure that they know how they are doing it. They have the right people, like I said. They should get Ghanaians who have the know-how. If they are diasporans, they should get them and they should let them do the work.
Well, I think so far, what you are talking about, he addressed some of the issues. And he made one thing that they are going to investigate whoever was in.
That one, I like it. I like that they would investigate. They should do it.
Obviously.
But the land, what would they use it for? I'm interested in it.
We will wait to see. Let's wait and see what will happen to the land. So we shall still wait.
Yeah, but they've done well. They've worked hard, they deserve the win.
So very soon we'll be wrapping up, and we might come back again with a lot of updates. We've sat here, I think, from 9, and it is now 12, almost 12 midday here in Paris. This is Adamfopa live from Paris, and today is elections updates with G.H. Hauser. I would like to thank my producer for a good job done. He hasn't rested since last night. Our co-producer as well, Bonnie, he has done extremely well. Shout out to Bonnie wherever he is. The whole Adamfopa crew, kudos to you. You've really done a good job, and we shall pause here and come back to you after everything, or after we've gotten a lot of information. So keep watching Adamfopa, keep following Adamfopa on all social media platforms, on TikTok, on Facebook, on X, on YouTube, everywhere, Instagram, and also follow me, Wafadino, yes, on all social media, on Instagram, yes, on Instagram and TikTok, and GH Hausa, or Sekariansu, GH Hausa. He has been a brother who has really helped a lot, me personally and the company as well. GH, thank you so much. I would like to stand on behalf of Adamfopa as a presenter and as a general manager to thank you and appreciate you so much for the kind of things that you do to help the company.
Thank you
Your last
very
words
much.
before we run out.
So my last word is Ghana has won, like Dr. Baumia just said. Yeah, Ghana has won, and it's about peace. Now, if you are an MPP member, make sure when you see your fellow Ghanaian NDC member, make sure you have fun with the person. And if you are an NDC member, don't just go and make fun of another person. Enjoy, appreciate.
It will be there.
Like it should be yes, a chaotic way. But woman energy, yentina se bakuna in kabomuno, emrane yam chre amama se Ghana for assume G20 meda obibia say so say otie.
But one thing is Baumia has really made the work easier
for the NDC.
Yeah, we're making work easier for the NDC.
One G defeat in Temarshia, dear Bebane. Oh my gosh, I quite power.
Okay, so this is where we draw the curtains. Keep watching Adamfopa Media and have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
You are now listening to Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Israel, Kaba Egypt, Kaja Ethiopia, Sudan, Waja Shong. Kaja Ikushima, you know, when he make on me, Waja Shong.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Sumanguru, you know, Waja Shong. Waja Shong.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Manchester key, no Sumanguru, you know, Wagwejeke, Waja Shong. What's that to do, you know? Wamasa, you know, Yasantwa, you know, Waja Shong. Kaja Israel, Kaba Egypt, Kaja Ethiopia, Sudan, Waja Shong. Abaka, Bajimo, Wanya.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
You are now listening to Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Waja Shong. Kaja Israel, Kaba Egypt, Kaja Ethiopia, Sudan, Waja Shong. Kaja Ikushima, you know, when he make on me, Waja Shong.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Sumanguru, you know, Waja Shong. Waja Shong.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Manchester key, no Sumanguru, you know, Wagwejeke, walk where you get what you're shown. What's that to do, you know? One answer, you know. Yes, and one, you know what you're shown. Get your Israel, get my Egypt, get your Ethiopia, get Sudan, what you're shown. Akwaka, Chimo, one year, I forget, I catch my 1 year, and a young thing. Akwaka, Chimo, 1 year, I forget, I catch my 1 year, and a young thing. I'm a Caminian Matu, I'm a Cat on young Otu, I'm a Cat on young Watumo. I'm a Caminian Matu, I'm a Cat on young Otu, I'm a Cat on young Watumo.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
You are now listening to Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Israel, Kaba Egypt, Kaja Ethiopia, Kaja Sudan, Waja Shong. Kaja Ikushima, you know, when he make on me, Waja Shong.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Anamali, Sumanguru, you know, Waja Shong. Waja Waja Shong.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Manchester key no Sumanguru, you know, walk where you get, what you're shown. What's that to do, you know? One answer, you know. Yes, and one, you know, what you're shown. Get your Israel, Kaba Egypt, get your Ethiopia, get Sudan, what you're shown. Akwaka, Chimo, 1 year, I forget, I get you 1 year, and a young thing.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
You are now listening to Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Kaja Israel, Kaba Egypt, Kaja Ethiopia, Kaja Sudan, Waja Shong. Kaja Ikushima, you know, when he make on me, Waja Shong.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Anamali, Sumanguru, you know, Waja Shong. Waja Shong.
Adamfopa Radio Paris.
We inform.
Manchester key no Sumanguru, you know, walk where you get, what you're shown. What's that to do, you know? One answer, you know. Yes, and one, you know, what you're shown. Get your Israel, Kaba Egypt, get your Ethiopia, get Sudan, what you're shown. Akwaka, Chimo, 1 year, I forget, I get you 1 year, and a young thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have conceded defeat like any consummate Democrat would do. But we have not abandoned the fight to transform Ghana and expand opportunities to all sections of our society. We will not be a disruptive opposition. Let me say that the data from our own internal collation of the election results indicate that former President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has won the presidential election decisively. The NDC has also won the parliamentary election. and gentlemen, we have conceded defeat like any consummate Democrat would do. But we have not abandoned the fight to transform Ghana and expand opportunities to all sections of our society. We will not be a disruptive opposition. Let me say that the data from our own internal collation of the election results indicate that former President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has won the presidential election decisively. The NDC has also won the parliamentary election. Ladies and gentlemen, we have conceded defeat like any consummate Democrat would do. But we have not abandoned the fight to transform Ghana and expand opportunities to all sections of our society. We will not be a disruptive opposition. Let me say that the data from our own internal collation of the election results indicate that former President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has won the... Ladies and gentlemen, we have conceded defeat like any consummate Democrat would do. But we have not abandoned the fight to transform Ghana and expand opportunities to all sections of our society. We will not be a disruptive opposition. Let me say that the data from our own internal collation of the election results indicate that former President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has won the presidential election decisively. The NDC has also won the parliamentary election. Ladies and gentlemen, we have conceded defeat like any consummate Democrat would do. But we have not abandoned the fight to transform Ghana and expand.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a serious political party, we have polling agents in all the over 40,796 polling stations across the length and breadth of Ghana. We also have party agents in all the 276 constituency coalition centers across the 16 regions of Ghana. We are almost through with our internal collation as a party, and so we have provisional results that gives an indication, a very clear indication as to how the people of this country voted yesterday. And I'm happy to inform you, and by extension, the good people of Ghana, that from the results we have seen so far from our internal collation, provisional results, it is very clear that Ghanaians have rejected 8 years of corruption, 8 years of state capture, 8 years of wastage, 8 years of nepotism and cronyism, 8 years of economic mismanagement, 8 years of insensitivity and arrogance of power, 8 years of crass incompetence and ineptitude. And it is very clear that the people of this country have voted overwhelmingly for change. They have given the National Democratic Congress an emphatic, resounding, and a landslide victory. And in fact, the provisional figures we are seeing from our internal coalition show that this landslide, this overwhelming, resounding victory given the NDC in both the presidential and parliamentary election is unprecedented in the history of Ghana as far as this fourth republic dispensation is concerned. That is taking out the 1992 elections won by Flight Lieutenant Jerry Joe Rawlings of blessed memory, our founder. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we want to update you because clearly we are all experiencing significant delays on the part of the Electoral Commission relative to the collation of results at the constituency level and the declaration of parliamentary results at the constituency level. And as part of our quest to promote transparency in this electoral process right from the start to the end, we deem it necessary to update the nation now on the provisional results we have so far collated as a political party. And so if you look behind me, you will see 8 screens. And on these 8 screens, you will see a summary of our collated results for the presidential election. And from the screen, if you look at the far left, my far left corner, you will see that so far of the results that have been collated, the National Democratic Congress has garnered, even before I get there, you look at the far left corner, the bottom part, and you will see that out of the 40,976 polling stations, 40,976 polling stations, we have received results from our agents covering 38,896 polling stations. And these are results backed by pink sheets. We have pink sheets from our agents in 38,896 polling stations out of 40,976 polling stations in Ghana. The total valid votes involved in these 38,897 polling stations are 11,159,430. The total rejected ballots that we have recorded is 228,443. And if you look at the results summary between the two main contenders, the presidential candidates for the NDC and the presidential candidate for the New Patriotic Party, you can see that John Dramani Mahama has garnered, per our internally collated provisional results, 6,286,600 votes, which is equivalent to 56.33%, whilst the failed presidential aspirant of the NPP, Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, has managed to garner a paltry 4,614,606, representing 41.35%. And let me emphasize that we have pink sheets to buttress this. And so it is very clear that the people of this country have voted for change. And this is not just a vote for change. It is an extraordinary vote for change. It is a historic event that has happened in our country. And we are grateful to the people of Ghana. What we want at this stage is for the Electoral Commission to fast-track the collation process at the constituency collation level, because we see evidence of deliberate delay on the part of some, not all, some EC officials at the collation center, at the constituency collation level. And I'm going to give you further and better particulars to that effect. Now, aside this, we also have provisional results for the parliamentary elections across the length and breadth of Ghana. And the trend is not any different from the overwhelming presidential mandate that the great National Democratic Congress has been given by the people of Ghana. We have it on authority that in the Upper East region, out of the 15 constituencies, the NDC has won 15 over 15. 100%. We can also tell you on authority that in the Upper West region, out of the 11 constituencies, the NDC has won 100%, 11 over 11. We can tell you on authority that in the northern region of Ghana, based on our internally collated results, provisional, the NDC has won 11 out of the 18 constituencies. We can also tell you on authority that in the Savannah region, the home region of our presidential candidate and the president-elect of the Republic of Ghana, the NDC has won 6 out of the 7 constituencies there. I'll come back and explain to you, some concerns we have with that one constituency, Damango. Then, in the northeast region, the home region of the failed presidential candidates of the MPP, Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, I can tell you that from our internally collated results or provisional results, we have won 3 out of the 6 constituencies, and that is Yonyu, Trepone, and Bukubu. For Savannah, Yape, Bole, Sola, Salaga South, Salaga North, Daboya have all been won by us. There is a challenge with Damango, which we are trying to rectify. For Upper West is 11 over 11, so I need not mention the constituencies. Upper East is 15 over 15, I need not mention the constituencies. I'll share with you the 11 constituencies in the northern region, which we have won convincingly. And in fact, we've won, there is one seat that went to an independent candidate at Willensi, and that is an NDC member. If you add that, that will be 12. But officially, what we have won, the number of seats we have won per the provisional results, we have collated internally 11 constituencies. And these 11 constituencies are Tamale North, Sagnerigu, Kumbungu, Tamale South, Meon, Sabuba, Tamale Central, Zabzugu, Tatale, Nanton, and Yendi. Of course, Willensi has been won by an NDC person who ran as an independent candidate. Now in the Bunu East region, the home region of the incoming First Lady of Ghana, I can tell you on authority that out of the 11 constituencies, we have won 10 out of the 11. And the only one that we didn't win is Techiman South, but all others, so I need not mention them, we've won. I can also tell you that in the Bono region, the home region of the national chairman of the great NDC, and should I say the national communications officer, out of the 12 constituencies, the NDC has won 11 over 12. We have won in constituencies that the NDC has never won since the 1992 elections. And it is unimaginable, unbelievable, incredible that even some of us struggle to believe the scale of the victory that God has graced us with and the people of this country, have given us. Then in the Ahafo region, out of the 6 constituencies, I can tell you on authority that we have won 5 out of the 6. The only one that it appears we didn't win is Tanonof. Then in the Ashanti region, the stronghold, the so-called stronghold of the MPP, which I dare say has been turned into a swing region on the basis of the outcome of this year's election. In Ashanti region, so far, we've won 7 constituencies without any dispute. We've won 7. We've added 3 to the 4 we had already, and these 3 have already been declared by the EC. In total, we've not won 7. This is what the internally collated results we have shows that we have won for now. But there are 3 constituencies in contention, which we believe we have won. And those constituencies are the Mankranso area, Obuasi East, and then Tepa. So these 3 constituencies, there are serious contentions there that I'll be speaking to. And we believe that if you add that, we should be around somewhere 10 or so. So, but the ones that there are no disputes about, we've not had any challenges with, have to do with 7 out of the 47. And we are still following keenly the 3 other constituencies in contention relating to the parliamentary results. For the Eastern region, the home region of the failed despotic tyrant Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the NDC in the presidential election is hovering around 47%. And in the parliamentary election, out of the 33 constituencies, the NDC has won 10. And another independent candidate who ran on the ticket of the NDC has won 1. And the 10 we have won in the Eastern region are in Sawama Duadri, the constituency of the minority chief whip. The arrogant minority chief whip. Anodom Pray. Upper West Action, which is Adesso, the capital. Lower West Action, Asamankese. Abri, Fantiakwa North, Esujaman, Payosika She. Lower Menya Krobo, Upper Menya Krobo, Yellow Krobo, and Afram Plains South constituency. We won Afram Plains North, but it was an independent candidate from the NDC who won that. In the Greater Accra region, the capital of Ghana, out of the 34 constituencies, per our internally collated provisional results, we can tell you that we've won 30 out of the 34. We've won Adan, we've won Sege, we've won Libo Pram, we've won Po Katamanso, Shai Osuduku, Ashaman, Tema East, Tema West, Crowell, Lejokuku, Ladadi Kutupon, Klote Kole, Odododio, Ablikuma South, Ablikuma Central, Ablikuma West has been declared. Osla is a goner. Amasaman, Adenta, Medina, Ayawaso North, Ayawaso West Wogon, Ayawaso East, Domia Brobum, Okaikwe North, Okaikwe South, Ayawaso Central, Domikwa Binyan. And I'm just receiving confirmation that we have won Botiano English among from now we've won. There are a few others in contention that we are still battling it out with the NPP and the Electoral Commission, and I'm going to speak about that. But if for nothing at all, we know that Ayawaso Central and Ablikuma West have been declared by the Electoral Commission. We've won that without any question. In the voter region, the World Bank, the proud World Bank of the great NDC, there are 18 constituencies. One mistakenly went to a man called Peter Mewu in 2020. Now that constituency, the Hohoi constituency, has come back home to the NDC. And I can tell you that we've won 18 over 18. In the OT region, out of the 9 constituencies, the NDC has won 9 over 9. 100%. In the central region, the home region of our mother and the incoming first female vice president of the Republic of Ghana. The region which also happens to be the home region of the current majority leader of parliament, Dr. K.C. Latufosen. I can tell you that out of the 23 constituencies, we have won 18. And in the western region, I can tell you that in the western region, which is a swing region, just like the central region, out of the 17 constituencies, the NDC has so far won convincingly, based on our internally collated provisional results, 15 out of the 17. The only ones that we didn't win from the results we have are Takrade and Ifia. In the Western North constituency, which has 9, Western North region, which has 9 constituencies, I can tell you on authority that we have won 8 out of the 9. The only one we did not win is Swaman. The BNE has been won by the NDC. And so if you do a brief summary of the tentative provisional results we have collated, so far, even if you take out the contentious ones, the NDC is hovering around 185 parliamentary seats out of the 276. And as you saw from the results we showed you, the presidential results, we are hovering around 56%. And for your information, in nominal terms, the difference between John Mahama and Alhaji Bawumia is over 1.5 million votes. And that number is bigger than the population of about 5 countries that I know. So we are not talking about an ordinary victory here. That is why I said this is an emphatic, resounding, overwhelming, historic, and unprecedented victory that the NDC has struck. If you take out 92, and I don't even count 92 because of all the challenges we had with that first. All right. So I'm even hearing that some of the constituencies that we had issues with, we are working on them. Techiman South, we are working, and other constituencies. I'm just talking about the ones that are not in dispute. And it is very clear that by the close of day, we would have resolved all the other ones with disputes, and this number is likely to go up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the most worrying issue for us at the moment has to do with the attitude of some criminally minded EC officials in some of the constituencies. Not all of them. Some have been very professional and they have done their work dutifully. But others are deliberately delaying the collation of resources at various constituency collation centers. That is escalating tensions and leading to violence. In some places, our supporters have been shot at, some have been murdered. Already you know that in Tolon, a supporter of the NDC has been murdered by thugs of the NPP under the instructions of the PC for the NPP there, Habib. We had the same incident at Kaswa, Awutu Senya East constituency. One supporter murdered, another seriously injured. By the way, that gangster woman is out of parliament. She's a goner, she's lost. Hawakumse. And the day of accountability and reckoning is coming for her. But aside these sad events we have recorded, only last night at Mankranso would be what? Ahafuano Southwest. Ahafuano Southwest constituency, ladies and gentlemen. From the collation we did internally, we knew that we had won the constituency. But we had to go to the designated constituency collation center to go through the collation process, the official collation process with the EC. When we went there was a dispute about one polling station resource, which our polling agents had objected to at the polling station level, which had to do with overvoting of about 3. Overvoting. And our agents were of the opinion that that case of overvoting also existed in other polling stations. So, so at Mankranso, there was overvoting in connection with one polling station, and the votes involved were about 3 more. And we have cause to also believe that the results from other polling stations also had the same irregularity of overvoting. So a protest was made. Now, as we were trashing that out with the Electoral Commission, we saw some EC officials coming to the collation center with a ballot box. And so our people resisted. They took the ballot box, and when they opened, the ballot box was full of ballot papers, and all of them had been thumb-printed for Alhaji Bawumia. And so they destroyed the ballot box. And so in the heat of the moment, in the midst of that pandemonium, the EC officials called the military to come in. when the military got there, the reasonable thing they ought to have done, because none of those supporters were holding any offensive weapon, and they could have simply engaged them to restore calm and order to the place. But they just got there and fired at the people, and they murdered, one person at the spot and injured over 4 people at Mankran. So that is what has happened there. All right, so that is Mankranso. Please, let me just put out this information. It is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. I'm also receiving the final internally collated provisional results for the Techiman South constituency in Bunu East. And contrary to the earlier indication we had, it is very clear that the NDC has also won the Techiman South. So overall for Bunu East, we won 11/11. 11/11. That is the indication we have for Bunu East. So the earlier communication from the regional secretariat has been amended. I told you that there were some contentious issues over there, but they've been rectified, and we have our pink sheets, and from our pink sheets we have won. And so it is now left for the Electoral Commission to do the needful. Thank you. So the challenges we are having has to do with number 1, Mankran. So the same thing has also happened at Tepa, where from our internally collated results, we won the election. We went to the Constituency Coalition Center for the coalition. All pink sheets were present, were there at the center. Yet the EC official was pussyfooting, dragging her feet, refusing to commence the coalition. Our people, led by the parliamentary candidate for the NDC, impressed on her to commence the coalition. She still refused without giving any reason, because she had the full complement of all pink sheets. And we didn't understand why she had to delay the coalition process. Ladies and gentlemen, one of our agents decided to go behind the coalition center to go and urinate. And when he went, he saw that a pink sheet, which is the main EC copy, had been torn into pieces, folded, and thrown into the bush. So he took it and saw that, no, this is the EC's copy for a particular polling station. Why has it been destroyed and thrown into the bush? So he brought it in, and it led to some, exchanges, verbal exchanges between our people and them, because clearly this was an EC official who wanted to create the grounds for the delay in the coalition by destroying a pink sheet from a polling station. So we protested, and our people decided that once they have done that, we are not going to allow any EC official to come to the coalition center with any new pink sheets, because that is their game plan. They have a lot of ballot papers, and by the way, this is the only election in the history of Ghana since '92 that we have seen printed ballot papers and pink sheets flying all over. We've never seen this in the history of Ghana. So they have it in ballot boxes with seals from the Electoral Commission, ready for ballot box swapping, pink sheet swapping, and so on. But thanks to the vigilance of our polling station agents, observers, and supporters, we have been able to block this evil plot of the NPP. And so, because our supporters decided to prevent EC officials from going to the coalition center with new pink sheets, which obviously were concocted and fabricated, they called in soldiers. Soldiers got there and started shooting indiscriminately. Thankfully for them, nobody got injured, nobody got murdered, but they scattered the place and destroyed all the ballot papers and all the electoral materials. So that is a challenge we are having there. And we are having a similar challenge with coalition in Obuasi East as well. The NPP is refusing to allow the coalition, to take place. So that is what is happening in Ashanti region. In Wenchi, I don't know the situation now, but before I came to address you, the brief we had was that everything is ready. The results, all the pink sheets are ready. The EC official responsible for the collation is dragging her feet, refusing to do the collation. And that is escalating tensions in the area. If you go to, even here in Greater Accra, I spoke about Ayawaso Central, which has now been declared, we thank God. But Okaikwe Central and Tema Central, there are serious security issues because of these deliberate, this deliberate delay of collation in certain critical constituencies that the NPP believes the NDC has won. And in most of the constituencies, the NPP agents are nowhere to be found. For example, in some of the Bono constituencies we have won, they are nowhere to be found to sign the results as collated. And EC officials are saying we are waiting for them. We want to tell the Electoral Commission that if the NPP will not come and sign, declare the results. It is not by force that polling agents sign. If they are not there to sign at the end of collation, declare the results. And spare the nation the tension you have plunged us into. And Alhaji Bawumia, for God's sake, you are an Alhaji. You call yourself Dr. Digital. So I'm sure that by now, through your many digital applications, you have collated your results. You know you have lost. Please, call your senior brother, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, concede defeat and congratulate him. And save this nation the unnecessary tension that you and your goons have plunged us into. Enough of the killings. Enough of the violence. Ours is a democracy governed by the rule of law. The will of the people expressed at the polls is supreme and must stand. Be a Democrat and respect the will of the people. Leading figures of your party have already considered defeat. Richard Anyagba has considered defeat. Even the defectees from the NDC who came to support your cause have considered defeat, like Alote Jacobs. All of them. What are you waiting for? Ghana is the only country we have. So please, do the needful. Concede defeat and call your supporters to order. And IGP Dampare will continue to commend you and the Election Security Task Force for the yeoman's job you have done. But your job is not done because we are nowhere near the conclusion of the electoral process. Your work is being undermined by certain elements in the New Patriotic Party and their collaborators in the military. What we are seeing at constituency collation centers is not what the IGP promised us, and it is not what the CDS promised us. And we know that they are not a party to what is happening. But only they can stop the nonsense going on. And they have to put their foot down. They have a choice to make. You choose between the NPP and the Constitution of Ghana. Choose between the outgoing government and the supreme sovereign people of Ghana. Your fidelity is to the Constitution of Ghana and not the NPP. They have lost. Nothing can save them. They can't kill all the people in Ghana. There is no way you can overturn this result through violence. There is no way. So, if they will not do the needful by conceding defeat, we want you to put your foot down and stop the nefarious activities of these MPP thugs who have been clothed in military uniforms. And in some cases, real military men who have been given directives to go to constituency collation centers, scatter the place, shoot at people and all that. Human lives matter. Nobody is supposed to lose their life because of an election. We are appalled and disgusted by what is going on. The NDC has lost elections before, even when we were in power in 2016. We handed over power peacefully. Nobody died. Nobody was murdered. Even under Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, who was a soldier in 2000 when we lost power, not a single Ghanaian lost his life. In 2008, under J.A. Kufuor, an MPP president, the MPP lost power. There was a peaceful transition of power. Nobody died. In 2016, nobody died under John Mahama. Why is it that only you, in 2020, you killed 8 people? That blood is not enough for you. And you are still killing people. As we speak, you've killed over 4 people in this election. How many more do you want to kill? How many innocent civilians do you want to injure and hurt? You have lost. It's as simple as that. Your Sisifia campaign, it's as simple as that. And it is time to pack your things and leave the Jubilee House. Yes. And we want to tell the Electoral Commission, Madam G. Mensah, the peace and stability of Ghana now depends on you. You are the returning officer for the ongoing presidential election. Your officers are deliberately delaying the coalition process in some constituencies and in some regions. Please, Madam, do the needful. Direct them to fast track the process. Where they have the full complement of pink sheets, there is no legitimate reason why they should delay the process. There is no legitimate reasons. In some regions, like Greater Accra, the declared results are not even more than 5. Meanwhile, the results are ready. What are you waiting for? And the situation is not any different in most of the regions. And so please, we call on the media, the Peace Council, the chiefs, the pastors, to call the EC to order. This is the time for them to intervene. The NDC has remained law-abiding and peaceful. We've acted responsibly against serious provocation from the MPP. Our people have been murdered, beaten to pulp, attacked, yet we have exercised restraint. But we will not sit aloof for EC officials to deliberately delay the electoral process in cahoots with the MPP for the sole purpose of giving room to thugs of the MPP to manipulate the results, at least at the parliamentary level. We will not allow that. So they must fast track the process. In constituencies where there are no disputes over polling stations, they must fast track the process. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, as a serious political party, we have polling agents in all the over 40,796 polling stations across the length and breadth of Ghana. We also have party agents in all the 276 constituency coalition centers across the 16 regions of Ghana. We are almost through with our internal collation as a party, and so we have provisional results that gives an indication, a very clear indication as to how the people of this country voted yesterday. And I'm happy to inform you, and by extension, the good people of Ghana, that from the results we have seen so far from our internal collation, provisional results, it is very clear that Ghanaians have rejected 8 years of corruption, 8 years of state capture, 8 years of wastage, 8 years of nepotism and cronyism, 8 years of economic mismanagement, 8 years of insensitivity and arrogance of power, 8 years of crass incompetence and ineptitude. And it is very clear that the people of this country have voted overwhelmingly for change. They have given the National Democratic Congress an emphatic, resounding, and a landslide victory. And in fact, the provisional figures we are seeing from our internal collation show that this landslide, this overwhelming, resounding victory given the NDC in both the presidential and parliamentary election is unprecedented in the history of Ghana as far as this fourth republic dispensation is concerned. That is taking out the 1992 elections won by Flight Lieutenant Jerry Joe Rawlings of blessed memory, our founder. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we want to update you because clearly we are all experiencing significant delays on the part of the Electoral Commission relative to the collation of results at the constituency level and the declaration of parliamentary results at the constituency level. And as part of our quest to promote transparency in this electoral process, right from the start to the end, we deem it necessary to update the nation now on the provisional results we have so far collated as a political party. And so if you look behind me, you will see 8 screens. And on these 8 screens, you will see a summary of our collated results for the presidential election. And from the screen, if you look at the far left, my far left corner, you will see that so far of the results that have been collated, the National Democratic Congress has garnered, even before I get there, you look at the far left corner, the bottom part, and you will see that out of the 40,976 polling stations, 40,976 polling stations, we have received results from our agents covering 38,896 polling stations. And these are results backed by pink sheets. We have pink sheets from our agents in 38,896 polling stations out of 40,976 polling stations in Ghana. The total valid votes involved in these 38,897 polling stations are 11,159,430. The total rejected ballots that we have recorded is 228,443. And if you look at the results summary between the two main contenders, the presidential candidate for the NDC and the presidential candidate for the New Patriotic Party, you can see that John Dramani Mahama has garnered, per our internally collated provisional results, 6,286,600 votes, which is equivalent to 56.33%, whilst the failed presidential aspirant of the MPP, Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, has managed to garner a paltry 4,614,606, representing 41.35%. And let me emphasize that we have pink sheets to buttress this. And so it is very clear that the people of this country have voted for change. And this is not just a vote for change. It is an extraordinary vote for change. It is a historic event that has happened in our country. And we are grateful to the people of Ghana. What we want at this stage is for the Electoral Commission to fast-track the collation process at the constituency collation level, because we see evidence of deliberate delay on the part of some, not all, some EC officials at the collation center, at the constituency collation level. And I'm going to give you further and better particulars to that effect. Now, aside this, we also have provisional results for the parliamentary elections across the length and breadth of Ghana. And the trend is not any different from the overwhelming presidential mandate that the great National Democratic Congress has been given by the people of Ghana. We have it on authority that in the Upper East region, out of the 15 constituencies, the NDC has won 15 over 15. 100%. We can also tell you on authority that in the Upper West region, out of the 11 constituencies, the NDC has won 100%, 11 over 11. We can tell you on authority that in the northern region of Ghana, based on our internally collated results, provisional, the NDC has won 11 out of the 18 constituencies. We can also tell you on authority that in the Savannah region, the home region of our presidential candidate and the president-elect of the Republic of Ghana, the NDC has won 6 out of the 7 constituencies there. I'll come back and explain to you, some concerns we have with that one constituency, Damango. Then, in the northeast region, the home region of the failed presidential candidates of the MPP, Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, I can tell you that from our internally collated results or provisional results, we have won 3 out of the 6 constituencies, and that is Yonyu, Trepone, and Bukubu. For Savannah, Yapi, Bole, Sola, Salaga South, Salaga North, Daboya have all been won by us. There is a challenge with Damango, which we are trying to rectify. For Upper West is 11 over 11, so I need not mention the constituencies. Upper East is 15 over 15, I need not mention the constituencies. I will share with you the 11 constituencies in the northern region, which we have won convincingly. And in fact, we've won, there is one seat that went to an independent candidate at Willensi, and that is an NDC member. If you add that, that will be 12. But officially, what we have won, the number of seats we have won per the provisional results, we have collated internally 11 constituencies. And these 11 constituencies are Tamale North, Sagnerigu, Kumbungu, Tamale South, Meon, Sabuba, Tamale Central, Zabzugu, Tatale, Nanton, and Yendi. Of course, Willensi has been won by an NDC person who ran as an independent candidate. Now in the Bunu East region, the home region of the incoming First Lady of Ghana, I can tell you on authority that out of the 11 constituencies, we have won 10 out of the 11. And the only one that we didn't win is Techiman South, but all others, so I need not mention them, we've won. I can also tell you that in the Bono region, the home region of the national chairman of the great NDC, and should I say the National Communications Officer, out of the 12 constituencies, the NDC has won 11 over 12. We have won in constituencies that the NDC has never won since the 19th.